Greetings, mechanical keyboard family. In today's video, I am going to check out the XVX M87 PRO. First, we're going to unbox it here in a second. We're going to check out the OLED screen, which is the big draw of this keyboard. Then we're going to do a sound test right here at my desk and compare it to some other similar keyboards. And then I'll follow up with my thoughts. Unboxing and keyboard details first. So, full disclosure, XVX, a Chinese company, sent this to me for free. I did not receive any compensation. All thoughts and opinions are my own, but they did send it to me for free. Just an FYI. Unboxing first, obviously. Keyboard is the coral theme. It's not personally my jam, but they do offer a really cool looking retro gray one on their website. I actually just saw it a couple of minutes ago. I would have preferred that one personally, but it's okay. Same keyboard for our review purposes here. In the box, you're gonna need this. I don't always like manuals, but you're gonna need this one in order to find your way around the OLED display, which we'll do here in a second. Other than that, there's honestly not a whole lot more in this box that I can find. I'm assuming there's a cable, maybe a keycap puller in here. Let's just find out really quick. Nothing. What is that? There's something buried deep in there that I literally can't even get out. It looks like a fancy keycap. It is a fancy keycap. Indeed. Extra keycaps for, looks like Windows versus PC. Dongle. Okay. Cable. Oh, and your switch and keycap puller. Now, I believe they sent me Otimu silent switches, which I've actually never typed on before. I'm not really a big fan of Otimu switches in general, but we'll see how it goes. Yo, Pete here. I actually wanted to go handheld mode just for a second to show you the LED screen. First of all, you're definitely going to need the manual because there's some funky things going on. That said, let's flip it on in wireless mode. Hopefully it has some battery. It does have some battery. Now, this is the main draw of this keyboard. The rest of the details of this, you can go look at online. I'm actually not going to go too deep into it. It's wireless. It has a dongle. You can do it in wired mode. It's a 80% layout keyboard. It has die sub keycaps. Okay, now we're done. Fine. Oh, let's press this button. This is the cool part of this keyboard. There are very few at the $100-ish price point that have an OLED screen. And I'm actually going to go to connect. You can just twist this back and forth to kind of select things right here. You can change the RGB effects and the colors, brightness, the speed of the effects, the volume of your computer. I believe you can actually just press this in or long press this in and it'll change the volume of your computer. We'll see that in a second. Change your language. You can, wow. You can upload your custom GIFs or GIFs, if you really want to call it that, but you'd be wrong. You can upload your custom GIFs. Windows only, by the way. Kind of annoying, I'm not gonna lie. I have a Windows computer that I game on, but I usually use my Mac for work, which is what I'm on right now, what I'm gonna connect this keyboard to. Windows only, you can download their software to customize a lot of this keyboard. And you have to do that, I believe, to upload a custom GIF. Not GIF, GIF. So, I don't have that. I'm not going to be uploading a custom GIF in this video. Sorry. What I am going to do, really quick, is go to Connect. I'm going to press this. I'm going to go to BT1, which is Bluetooth 1. This would be wired mode. Obviously, this would be the dongle. I'm going to do BT1. I think I need to long press. I'm going to long press and see if this thing pops up. Yep, there it is. M87 PRO, connect. Some of those ridiculous keyboards I have connected here. So if I just go in a new tab, I should be able to. Okay, we're good. What do you know? Okay, it is not in Mac by default. I believe you can actually do that up here as well. I'm gonna go to System. I'm gonna click this, Windows, Mac, press, and now, oh, what do you know? We are in Mac mode. That's pretty cool. That's pretty handy. Really quick, just for fun, let's go to the, there you go, home screen. I like that it shows, first of all, I like that it's color. One of the ones I reviewed for my gaming video was not color. Obviously a logo, which I don't really like there, sorry, XVX, but you can upload, I believe I don't know if you can do a custom image there or not. That's a good question. Doesn't matter. Bluetooth 1 Mac, it's showing me how it's paired. That's really, really cool, I think. Battery power. And then you just scroll to access all those different settings. I'm just gonna keep, effect 1, effect 2, effect 3. Volume. Oh. Okay, there it is. That's pretty cool. Well done, XVX. For a like $100 budget keyboard that has the OLED screen like that, I actually think that's really cool. Now, let's actually switch over and see how it sounds. And then I'll do my review with how it feels and performs. Okay, it is time for Pete's thoughts. I've typed on it for quite a while longer and inspected it, took out some of the switches, etc. And I feel qualified to give my review on this now. I'm gonna start with what I like and then what I don't like. What I like is the actual keyboard itself, meaning the case, it's plastic, but it feels good. It does not feel cheap whatsoever. The sound dampening feet, they have adjustable feet as well for the angles. By the way, I never use that. These are like extra wide and they're on there really, really well, and it dampens sound and it doesn't move around your desk. Solid. I like the profile of the case. I actually think that's really cool. It's just a personal preference. Looks cool, except for the color. I wish they'd sent me, and I'll show it to you. I'm looking at it right now. I wish they'd sent me this one, the retro gray. I just like that a lot better. Again, just personal preference. I don't really go for the coral theme. That's just me. But the actual case, from what I can tell, I didn't take the whole thing apart, by the way. I'm not going to do that. But the plate, really well done. It does have a layer of sound dampening in there. The PCB is hot swappable. And indeed, I took multiple switches out and it works really well. Meaning the switches don't come out too easy or it's not too difficult. It was the perfect amount of snap. Everything felt really good and premium about the keyboard, the case, and the internals. Really good. We'll come back to the OLED screen in just a second. But let's move on to what I don't like. I don't like OTEMU's silent switches, which is what these come with. Luckily, it's hot swappable, so you could throw different ones in there. I don't approve of these. They're not that silent, for one thing, and they don't feel great. They don't feel great. But again, it's hot swappable. Buy some separate switches, throw them in here. A+. The last thing I do not like are the keycaps. But from what I understand, the retro gray version of this keyboard actually comes with different keycaps. You can see these keycaps right here are different than these. I don't know if you can really tell from this picture, but it is. It's different. These are XVX profile, whatever that is. Some proprietary thing. I don't know. I didn't actually inspect it to see what it might be similar to, but the retro gray ones come with OEM keycap profiles, which I like and approve of, and I have a few sets of OEM. I don't like this. This feels too thin. These are not double shot, which I don't really care about that much. It just means, it's just one piece of plastic instead of two injection molded together. RGB is not going to shine through, but the profile just seems thin to me. It doesn't feel great. I got to tell you, it doesn't feel great. But again, even if you bought the coral themed one, you could throw in some different keycaps on here. Even with the OTemu Silence, I would rather keep the OTemu Silence and put on some different keycaps, and that would elevate this keyboard drastically. The only problem with that is that you have to get it to match the coral theme, which seems really difficult. I wish they'd sent me the retro gray. I love the keyboard. I love it feels nice. It feels premium. Everything is super solid for this price point, except for maybe the switches they decided to include and these keycaps. The one on the coral theme specifically. I don't really like them. That said, I want to come back to why people would buy this keyboard, and that would be the OLED screen. It's really good. I've tried... No, there's only 3 keyboards I've tried using the OLED screen. This is by far the best. By far the best, and it's not even close. And you don't really even need the software to like deal with it. It just works. Out of the box, I hit the on switch, I connected it to Bluetooth with my computer, and it's functional. It's sharp, it looks great, it's color. It's the only color one I've ever seen, by the way. And you can adjust lighting settings, and you can change which Bluetooth device you're connected to, and it's functional. So you don't have to like look up, you don't have to like Google or try and find your manual to like change RGB settings because you can't remember the shortcuts. I don't know if you do that, but I do that. No, it's just right here on the OLED. It's highly functional. It's the only one I've ever thought like, oh, I would actually use this. If this were my like everyday keyboard, I would actually use this. That says a lot. For $100 or $120 keyboard or whatever this cost at the time of this video, that's solid. That's why you would buy this keyboard. I have a feeling, this is my last thought right here, I have a feeling if they'd sent me the retro gray, even if it has the same OTemu silent switches, which I don't really like, but it has the OEM keycap, I think it would be like an A+ for me. Right now, this one, this specific keyboard is like a B+. It's all the keycaps in the switches for me. It doesn't feel that great. It sounds okay. The stabilizers actually feel better than most at this price range, by the way. I didn't mention that earlier. At least the spacebar. It doesn't feel that like clacky and resonant or scratchy. It actually feels pretty decent, but I just can't do these keycaps, the profile. Personally, it just doesn't feel good. Maybe you enjoy it, by the way. There's no way to know until you try it. But I wish they'd sent me the retro gray one with the different keycaps, and I have a feeling it'd be like a super A+. That said, if you want the OLED screen, that's the reason to buy this keyboard. It's really good. It works, it's functional, it's snappy, it's crisp looking. It's good. Whew. I'm a windbag today. So, thank you for watching this video. Thank you, XVX, for sending me this. I do actually think it's a great keyboard in general. I'll leave a link below to the keyboard in case you want to check it out. Other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Adios.